Welcome into MIAA Saturday. I'm Harry Loomis.
And I'm Calvin Silvers. This week, we are transitioning our focus to track and field. Let's start off the show by honoring two of the MIAA track and field athletes of the week.
Louis Rolins posted the fourth fastest time in NCAA Division II history and the fifth fastest time in the world this year in the 110-meter hurdles this past Saturday at the Angelo State Relays. Rolins won the race in 13.56 seconds. He currently leads Division II and ranks third among all collegiate athletes this season. Rolins also posted the third fastest time in Division II this season in the 100 meters with his time of 10.30 seconds in the meet. He capped off his big day by running a leg on Pittsburg State's 400-meter relay, which posted the fifth fastest mark in Division II this season at 40.51 seconds. Alongside his MIAA Track Athlete of the Week award, Rolins was also named the NCAA Division II Men's Track Athlete of the Week by the USTFCCCA Tuesday morning.
I am joined by Louis Rolins from Pittsburg State. Louis, how you doing?
Pretty good. Glad to be here.
Well, I'm glad you're here, and let's jump right into the questions. How does it feel to win both the MIAA Track Athlete of the Week award and the NCAA Division II Men's Track Athlete of the Week?
It's a good feeling. The accolades are always nice and a part of the sport, and especially when you're doing well. So it's good to just have those. But, we have bigger goals here at Pitt State and just ready for the outdoor season to continue and try to reach those goals we have as a team.
And we'll get into more of some of the goals that you guys have later on, but we got to talk about these accolades. They are really impressive. You posted the fourth fastest time in NCAA Division II history and the fifth fastest time in the world this year in the 110-meter hurdles this past Saturday. In the moment, did you know how fast you just ran and the record you set? Because it was in 13.56 seconds. So did you know how fast you were going in the moment?
Yeah, so I crossed the finish line. It was a pretty clean race, and you kind of know in the hurdles, like, okay, that was a clean race. I ran fast, but you don't really know the time. So I turned around, peeked up at the board, and saw it was 13:56, and I was like, okay, like I checked the stats a lot, so I'm like, okay, I know where that's going to be at. I know that's up there all-time Division II, but like I said, we got bigger goals, so I was excited for it just because I knocked down that barrier. I think I ran 13:85 3 times in a row. And it was like, gosh, I just can't get past 13:85. So to just look up at the board and see it was a little quicker than that, that was exciting. So,
I bet it was exciting. And I'm sure that you just felt just great. Like you finally broke that barrier. That's huge for you. What did some of your teammates or coaches say to you after that hurdles run?
So it's funny. So I get done. I'm so hyped up. I'm running back. I don't know. Anytime I have a good race, I just take off and start running somewhere. I'm not even sure where I'm going. And then so they had a little banner hanging up, a little stringer. I'm just so hyped. I tried to hurdle the stringer, and I guess the 11th hurdle was just too much, and I couldn't get off the ground. I just fall, and all my teammates come over. They're laughing at me. We're just joking, and coach comes over, tells me he's proud of me and that type of stuff. So it's a good feeling.
Oh, I bet it is, and I'm glad that you're okay.
Right.
Don't overdo it on the hurdles there.
Right. The 11th hurdle was just too much for me.
That's why they don't have 11 out there. But I'm happy that you set such a record, and everyone got to celebrate. And I got to know, growing up, everyone used to compare themselves. Who was the fastest in the friend group? Who was the fastest in the school? When you were growing up, were you always the fastest person?
For the most part, probably, yeah. So my mom, she's a track freak. I've grown up running track since I could walk, honestly. So she would be out at track practice, and I would always tag along. And that's just something that, I don't know, is in the blood, in the DNA. So I was always running track, and at school it kind of correlated that way as well.
And did you ever picture yourself setting these kind of times when you were this young and doing the things that you're doing right now?
I can't say that I did, honestly. Being this good to where I'm at right now is something that's pretty rare. So I can't say that I did, but I always had goals and always wanted to make it. But to actually picture it and be doing it is a completely different story.
Oh, look at you now. It's pretty amazing to see these, like I said, these times that you're putting up. And I know you said it, you guys have bigger goals there at Pitt State, but like I said, I still want to keep talking about these accolades that you had. You also posted the third fastest time in Division II this season in the 100 meters with the time of 10.30 seconds in the meet. What kind of preparation, either mental or physical, do you partake in before these events to post such great times?
Oh, it's huge. I think I tell people all the time, track is, to me, it's like 75% a mental sport. There's so much that can go into it if you just allow yourself to get into the details, the nooks and crannies of it. So, I mean, it's kind of obsessive how detailed I am in it. And I mean, I have a whole journal in what I need to do, what I need to focus on every day at practice, and then relaying it to the meet. And watching film is a huge thing in the sport. And a lot of people don't know it. They think we're just getting out there, lining up and racing, but it's a lot that goes into it, and looking at angles and what you're doing constantly. So I prepare a lot mentally, honestly, and I think that helps, and that is taking me to the next level and getting me to where I want to be.
It kind of surprised me. I didn't really know that you had to look at the angles and all this other stuff. So that's a great look into it. And I'm sure writing it down, once you write it down and then take it and do it in reality, I'm sure that's huge too.
Yeah,
so
it's been huge. So I would credit a lot to this season of just that, just focusing on the details, manifesting it in a notebook, knowing what I need to focus on, and then being able to go out and execute.
That's huge, and that's awesome. And I want to keep talking about this because you just blew my mind there with the angles and all this. So, the 100-meter, it's a very short running distance,
right,
which means there's not a lot of room for error there. So what part of the race is the most critical to get down to post the times that you have? Is it the start? Is it the strides? Is it the confidence? What about the 100-meter race that you need to get down to make sure that you can post great times?
I would say the first 40 to 50 meters. So your start is very important, obviously, but what's more important is that transition to get up and running nice and tall, and finding that nice transition is very, very key in a race like that.
Okay, awesome. And you compete in a lot of events, hurdles, sprints, relays, more. What is your favorite event to compete in and why?
Oof. So you probably don't know. I mean, freshman year here, my only event I did was long jump, straight long jump. And then following that, my sophomore year, I did all the jumps, long jump, triple jump, high jump. Then I started hurdling again. And I would say probably long jump.
Okay.
I think that's my favorite.
What's the best distance that you did for long jump in your career?
My freshman year here indoor, I went 25.8.
Okay, impressive. All right, so you got it all down. It sounds like you can do everything that they need you to there. So that's awesome. I do want to ask you that you've been with the Pittsburg State field team since 2015, 2016. What have you improved on the most, and what are some goals that you've achieved since your freshman year?
Outside of the actual athletics of it, I think just my leadership abilities, being able to grow and mature here has been a blessing. Being able to talk to a 18-year-old, 17-year-old now when I'm 25 years old and help them along the way and guide them and give them advice and try to help them become the leaders and take over this program is something that, I really I pride myself on, and I'm glad I got to this position to be able to do that. And I think that's just the biggest growth that I've seen and the biggest contribution I've made to this team.
Yeah, and that's something that a lot of people don't look at is it does go deeper than just me getting faster, or me doing this better. It's leadership, and that's a skill that you can take to a job, to a friend group, and whatnot. So that's awesome to hear that Pitt State has allowed you to grow like that and get that skill down. Like we said, you've been in the program for a while now. What has been your favorite memory or memories, not maybe just in track, but maybe just being at Pitt State?
Obviously, all the people you meet, but we've had some great accomplishments here. My first time winning conference here, I think that was my sophomore year. Never been a part of a winning team, didn't know what that felt like. So actually be able to win with the team and celebrate with your team, that was a feeling that I would never forget. And then obviously when we won the indoor national championship here in 2018, I wasn't a part of the actual national team because I was hurt that year, but my brother was a part of the team, and just being able to watch him and watch all the other guys just celebrate their victory was, I don't know, it was just a real moment, one of those goosebumps type moments once we found out that we won it, because we had to wait until after the 4x4. So we're down to the wire and just watching that. And that's a moment that just give you those chills and you remember it for the rest of your life.
Well, that's awesome that you got to experience something like that. Nothing beats getting the chills and the goosebumps and just being excited. That's awesome. So my last question for you today, then, Pittsburg State has a lot of talent on the track and field team. You guys scored 173 points
Yeah.
in the indoor championship on February 27th in the MIAA indoor championship.
Yep.
So obviously talent there. Is there anyone on the team that can beat you in a sprint race, or anyone that swears they can beat you in a sprint race? What's that like?
We have teammates all the time that says they can beat you and have that. That's part of the sport, just even if they know they can't, just being able to have that confidence, and not even the confidence, just the willingness to say, Louis, I could beat you if we line up all the time. So it doesn't matter. I mean, any event, anywhere, we're always going to be competitive and talk stuff to each other. That's just what makes the sport fun and makes practices fun. So yeah, it's a long list though. We can go LJ Kiner, the long jumper. He swears he'll run 9.99 and 100 if I run a 10.00. He just thinks he's just 1/10 of a second faster than me no matter what. My roommate Matt Morris in the 400, he always asking me, hey, when we racing in the 400, line up with me. I got you. I'll beat you. And the list goes on and on. So that's what makes it fun, though.
Yeah, no, that just makes for, like you said, a good time and a little bonding, and it builds some confidence. So you know what? Even if they can't beat you, you can still let them think that at the end of the day, you probably can get them in the race. So hey, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today. Good luck the rest of the season. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great, and I hope we can talk again soon.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. Appreciate you.
Kiara Smith of Missouri Southern kept on rolling as a sophomore, increased her national lead in the 100-meter hurdles while breaking a school record in the process. Smith finished at an NCAA Division II provisional qualifying time of 13.68 seconds at the SBU Bearcat Invitational, breaking the previous school record set by Morgan Smith at the 2019 MIAA Championships. Smith followed that up with a second-place finish in the 200-meter dash, crossing the finish line in a time of 24.56. I sat down with Kiara this week.
I am joined by one of the women's track athletes of the week, Kiara Smith of Missouri Southern. Kiara, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking.
All right. So this is obviously your first time winning MIAA Athlete of the Week. This got to be a pretty big time award. What's the reaction? What's the emotion when you get named?
Well, actually, I was shocked that I won it because someone had told me, so I didn't even know. So I'm very shocked and stunned, but a little part of me feels like that I worked hard and I feel like I deserved it, and I work hard at practice and do what needs to be done.
Absolutely. And you've been having a great season. You're on quite a roll. What's really been the secret to your success?
A secret to my success, I think a main secret is my mom. My mom pushes me to do better each and every day. I have a great support system. And I don't know if you all know, but last season I was out. So I redshirted last season. So this season I feel like I have so much to prove. And I feel like I'm working hard, trying to strive for greatness. And I always put God first. And I just try my hardest.
Absolutely. And you talk about that great supporting staff. One of those members has to be Jason Francis, who's in charge of the sprinters and hurdlers there. How much has he helped you in particular in your career?
Oh man, he has helped me like quite a bit. Like I'm not going anywhere. I'm here at Southern. I'm gonna stay at Southern. I've been going here since my freshman year, and he taught me to be a great hurdler that I am today. He does great at practice. He helps me with my training, how to become faster. And overall, he's just an amazing coach, and I'm happy that he's my coach.
Absolutely. That's awesome. So we're now a couple weeks into the outdoor season after transitioning from the indoor season. What's really the biggest adjustment they have to make going from indoor to outdoor?
Oh, well, the biggest adjustment is, that the distance is way long. The distance is much longer in outdoor. But I feel like one of the struggles for me is that I haven't ran outdoor in a while. So I feel like it's hard to get back in the gist of it. But I feel like overall, it's just the workouts. Like they're just much harder and stronger. And I have to like be prepared and have energy for them. But it's been exciting so far, the 2 track meets that we have had.
Absolutely. And you've been having a great run, like I said. It was great getting to catch up with you. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Yes, thank you so much.
Track and field is just under a month away from the 2022 Outdoor Track Championships. The meet will occur May 6th through the 8th at Francis G. Welch Stadium on the campus of Emporia State University. Pittsburg State and Missouri Southern will look to repeat their men's and women's championships, respectively.
That'll do it for MIAA Saturday. Be sure to follow us across our social media platforms and catch all the MIAA action on the MIAA Network. I'm Calvin Silvers.
And I'm Harry Loomis. We'll see you next week.